Welcome to the Culture Builders Podcast. My name is JP Nurbin. This is my podcast where I share thoughts, tools, models on leadership and culture, as well as read my weekly article. You can learn more about my work at tocculture.com. My work as a leadership coach, and there's also some free resources there on transformational leadership and culture. Today's Culture Builders is a script for playing time conversations with players that aren't happy about their role, the amount of minutes they're getting, whatever it be. So, how do we have these conversations? Well, let's start with step one, curious listening. Begin by seeking to understand the player's perspective fully. Ask questions that encourage them to share their thoughts clearly, like, what do you want to change? Or what role do you want? Who would you replace or play instead? Like, whose spot are you aiming for? Why do you want this change? Like, do you feel like you've earned it? Do you want to help the team? How would this benefit the team? Help us more scoring, better defense? And why would this be better than the current lineup? Like, what makes you a better fit than the current player? Once they've shared, summarize what you've heard. Like, so what I'm hearing is that you believe that you should be starting instead of player X because you want to help the team win by providing more scoring and you feel player X isn't as strong in that area. This step is about showing the player that you're truly listening and understanding their viewpoint. Step two, truth and transparency. Next, you present the facts in a clear, objective way. Share the statistics. Use data from practices and games to explain performance levels. Then you share factual observations, behaviors, choices, and effort that you've seen in both the player and the current starter. Then you give your assessments. No, that's not the facts. This is your assessment. So you explain your interpretation, discuss what you believe, what you think, your opinion around what the team needs and how your observations and statistics you feel support the current lineup. Share your belief. Talk about what others are doing well in their role that they want and why they're currently ahead of this player. After presenting this information, invite them to respond. Like, how does what I've shared, how does that land with you? What do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? This step just balances honesty with empathy and encourages an open dialogue. Step three, identify a plan moving forward. You want to guide that player towards excelling in their current role. Some good questions here are, how can they be a star in their current role? Reinforce how they've already been providing value to the team, I think is really important, and explore ways they can be even better in their current position. You don't want the plan forward to always be about, moving into that starting spot because we all know that's sometimes not very realistic. Sometimes there's just not, the gap is too wide. The other question you might ask is, what can they do to improve? If there's room for improvement, give them specific feedback. If it's a matter of talent, be transparent of the difficulty of surpassing the players ahead of them. Ask them, what can I do to support you in your current role? What would help you feel more valued? While you may not be able to offer the role they desire, you can still find ways to coach them up and ensure they feel appreciated. Here's a final step, agreement and follow-up. Right? To wrap this whole conversation up, clarify the takeaways. Ask the player to summarize the conversation. What do you believe we've just agreed on? What are you committed to moving forward? And what do you feel I've committed to? This ensures clarity and shared understanding. If necessary, follow up with the player's parents through an email, phone call, or meeting to inform them about what was discussed and agreed upon. Keep the lines of communication open and transparent.